Hello, this is State Senator Dale Ryder. Today is Friday, May 22nd, and I'm speaking to you again from my office here in the state capitol. I want to talk to you about a couple issues very important to you and I and everyone else who lives here in Illinois. First, yesterday in the Senate Education Committee, that committee on a partisan roll call with all Democrats voting yes and all Republicans voting no, they approved Senate Bill 750. Senate Bill 750, if it were to be approved, would be the largest single tax increase ever enacted in Illinois history. It would be an $8 billion tax increase on Illinois citizens. It is designed, the proponents say, to change the way we fund education in Illinois. But if you look at the numbers under 750, you find that less than 10%, in fact just 8% of the overall new monies that would be raised under this tax increase would be dedicated to real property tax relief. That's not real property tax relief. That is a wink and a nod towards that goal so that someone can say this is a property tax relief measure, when in fact this would be cataclysmic for Illinois citizens. The bill also creates service taxes and extends those taxes on 42 different services across Illinois. There was a rancorous committee hearing yesterday in the Senate Education Committee, but again, that bill is out and on the Senate floor right now. The second issue I want to discuss has to do with what's going to happen today here in Springfield in front of the Senate Executive Committee. The Illinois Reform Commission, which rolled out a number of proposals 2 months ago designed to change the way Illinois does business here in Springfield, is going to present those proposals before the Senate Executive Committee. A number of those proposals are agreed to among the parties, and we expect them to be passed easily. There are two issues that are particularly significant on which there is some contention at this point. One is a bill that would impose limits on how much an individual or a business or labor organization can contribute to a candidate for office, whether that be a statewide candidate or a legislative candidate. Additionally, this bill would limit the amount of money that a legislative leader can funnel into a particular legislative race. That is a particularly important point, and that is a point on which the Democrat leaders here in Springfield have opposed. The Collins recommendation, former Assistant U.S. Attorney Patrick Collins, who is the chairman of the Illinois Reform Commission, Mr. Collins' recommendation is that even the legislative leaders' funds be capped insofar as how much money they could dump into a legislative race. The idea here is to lessen the dominance of the legislative leaders in Springfield, a goal which I share. The Democrat leaders thus far have resisted that, saying that that is not a necessary reform. I believe it is. I hope the Collins recommendations pass. In addition to that, we'll hear also from Mr. Collins today about redistricting form, an issue that we have talked about before. We need reform in Illinois on that issue. Illinois is the only state in the union that literally has a lottery at the end of the process to decide which political party will decide how the lines are drawn in Illinois. Regardless of how that lottery turns out, what happens is legislative districts in Illinois, both on the state level and the congressional level, wind up being gerrymandered. This is an opportunity for us to change that system and say, we don't care who's in office. We don't care where the incumbents live, and we don't care what the political affiliations are either of the people in the state of Illinois. We're going to draw fair legislative districts. I am the sponsor of Mr. Collins' change in that regard, and I hope very much that we see progress on that beginning here today. Thank you again for joining me. Have a great day.